Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare, which is in class 12 CBSE syllabus. And the part 5 focuses on microbes in production of biogas, And there are generally questions, asked from this particular part, and we will see what are the questions as we progress through the video. So what is biogas, Biogas is methane-rich fuel produced by degradation of biological matter by the bacterial action in the absence of free oxygen or under anaerobic conditions, So let's deal step by step. So biogas is methane-rich fuel, it is rich in methane. So what is biogas? Gas. So methane is also like a gaseous molecule. So it is a methane-rich fuel produced by degradation of biological matter, various biological matter. For example, cow dung or cattle dung. Like the cattle dung can be used for the production of biogas. And then there is degradation of this biological matter by bacterial action in the absence of free oxygen, that is under anaerobic conditions. So these anaerobic bacteria, they will cause degradation of biological matter resulting in formation of biogas, which is methane rich fuel. Okay. So the composition of biogas, and you must remember, this is important. This is very important because in NIT exam, they will ask you like, okay, which of the following is not a component of biogas, So to answer that question, you must know the composition of biogas is 55% of methane, 35% of carbon dioxide, 2 to 3% of nitrogen gas, 7-8% hydrogen gas, and 0 to 3% of hydrogen sulfide, and 0 to 2% of oxygen molecules, So you have to remember this. Just write it down somewhere or go through it every day and then you will remember it. And the most important component, or the component that is present in most abundant, is methane, 55% of methane, 35% of carbon dioxide, and then there is nitrogen gas, hydrogen sulfide, and oxygen molecule. So certain bacteria which grow anaerobically, and what is anaerobically? Without oxygen, So the bacteria which grow anaerobically on cellulosic material produce large amounts of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. And these bacteria are collectively called as methanogens, If you see here, the composition of biogas contains methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. So it contains mostly methane, carbon dioxide, and then hydrogen gas. So certain bacteria that grow anaerobically or without oxygen on cellulosic material produce large amount of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas, and these are the three components of biogas, three major components of biogas: methane, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen gas. And these bacteria that can grow without oxygen and produce methane, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen are collectively called as methanogens, So this is also sometimes asked, like the bacteria methanogens, which all gases are they capable of producing? So methane, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen gas. The bacteria that produce this are collectively called as methanogens. So to produce gas, we need a biogas plant. Very simple. And the cheapest and easily obtained biogas is the gobar gas, which is produced by anaerobic fermentation of cattle dung. The dung, like the excreted part of the cattle, the fecus, cattle dung. So the cheapest and easily obtainable biogas is gobar gas, which is produced by anaerobic fermentation, like fermentation by bacteria that grow anaerobically or without oxygen of cattle dung. And biogas can also be produced from sewage waste and other organic waste. We also saw in the last part of this chapter that biogas can be produced from the sewage waste, after the primary and secondary treatment. So what is basically biogas? Biogas is basically used for a lot of things, for production of electricity. It can also be used for cooking. So it is a very important thing in day-to-day life. And the cheapest and easily obtained biogas is gobar gas, which is produced by anaerobic fermentation of cattle dung. It can also be produced from sewage waste and other organic waste. And there are two main types of biogas plants. Biogas plants, the plants that are designed to produce biogas, that are used in India are fixed dome type and floating gas holder type biogas plant. So the slurry is obtained by mixing cattle dung with water, which forms the raw material for this plant. So what is slurry? Slurry is like a semi-liquidy material, so you can think, although it is a bit ugly to think of, but if you think of the cattle dung mixed with water, it will have this semi-liquidy kind of consistency. So this forms the raw material for these plants for producing biogas. So you see, cattle dung is something that is very easily available, and how these microbes again help in human welfare. It is very interesting, like from cattle dung you can produce something that can be used for electricity, for cooking, which is called as biogas. So the slurry is obtained by mixing cattle dung with water, which forms raw material for these plants. The biogas plant consists of concrete closed steel tank 10 to 15 feet deep, in which bio wastes are collected and slurry of dung is where it is 10 to 15 feet deep. It is very long, like very deep inside the ground. So the biogas plant consists of concrete closed steel tank, because the biogas that is produced contains methane, and methane, it is sometimes toxic. So it is very careful to properly, put it in a closed steel tank, in which bio-waste are collected and slurry of dung is fed. And now we will see, how exactly this whole mechanism of formation of biogas takes place. So anaerobic bacteria, where do they come from? They are present in the dung, in the cattle dung. They digest this slurry, forming mainly methane and carbon dioxide. And the optimum temperature is 34 to 48 degrees Celsius. What is this optimum temperature for? Like, what is this? So this is the temperature at which these anaerobic bacteria act, So the anaerobic bacteria in the cattle dung digest the slurry, forming methane and carbon dioxide, the biogases. The optimum temperature is 34 to 48 degrees Celsius, and during anaerobic digestion, gas builds up and it is slowly released into the biogas plant. And here is the biogas plant, model. So let's look at it one by one. So here is the ground level, so this all is above the ground and this is below the ground. So all these components are below the ground. So what happens is, there is an inlet, where the slurry with cattle dung mixed with water, slurry that is containing cattle dung mixed with water, the slurry is put here in the inlet. And then there is this inlet pipe through which it is passed. And here again, is the dung and water mix. So this is all the inlet part. And this is all the outlet part. So this is the inlet part and this is the inlet pipe through which the slurry is passed on here. And what does the slurry contain? The slurry contains the cattle dung mixed with water, and this cattle dung contains the anaerobic bacteria. So these anaerobic bacteria, they are present in the dung and they cause digestion of the slurry, which results in the formation of methane and carbon dioxide. So here is where the gas is produced. Here is where methane plus carbon dioxide is produced. And how is it is produced? The anaerobic bacteria, that are present in the slurry, they basically cause degradation, They cause anaerobic digestion of the cattle dung mixed with water, and as a result of which methane and carbon dioxide is produced. And this carbon dioxide and methane then causes a pressure here, it builds up a pressure here, and then here is where the biogas is basically collected. So this is then the outlet center, like here. So from here also the methane and carbon dioxide can also come in the outlet area, and then it goes from the outlet pipe, So this is the biogas. Here the biogas is collected there is a gas holder, so that the gas is only in this area, it doesn't just diffuse randomly, because this methane gas is not very nice, it is also harmful. So therefore there is a floating gas holder that will hold the biogas, and then here there is outlet pipe for biogas, and this outlet pipe can directly be connected to produce electricity. It can be used to produce electricity, or sometimes for cooking also. Like then this pipe, you have sometimes seen these gas pipes in the home, these kinds of pipes you might have seen at home. So these are directly connected to those pipes that provide the biogas. Okay, and then if you come back here, you see again this is the outlet area, and from here outlet pipe, some of the slurry goes back. So some of the slurry goes back in the outlet tank, and then again it is used. Okay, so I hope it is clear that the slurry comes in the inlet, and then it is moved through a pipe, and the anaerobic bacteria will cause the digestion of the slurry, resulting in the formation of methane and carbon dioxide. And this methane carbon dioxide is the biogas that is collected here, and then through the outlet pipe it results in the formation of either electricity or for cooking or for other purposes. In addition to here, it also comes in this outlet area and it goes through the outlet pipe, and then here in the outlet pipe also some of the biogas is collected, but mostly what is collected here is the leftover slurry, and then it is also further used. So biogas becomes explosive when it escapes from the biogas plant and mixes with oxygen. Therefore, there is this holder that will basically hold all the biogas inside, because it becomes explosive and it is not very good, when it escapes from the plant and mixes with oxygen. The gas is collected in a steel gas holder. Here the floating gas holder which is in steel. So in this one is where the gas is collected. So this is placed at the top of the digester tank. So here it is collected. The generated biogas sent via an outlet pipe which is connected to appropriate device for cooking and lighting purposes in rural areas. You see there is this outlet pipe for biogas. So the biogas that is collected here, and then it is also protected from coming in contact with oxygen, and from here it goes and it is used for cooking and lighting purposes, especially in the rural areas. The decomposed slurry then expands and flows into the outlet tank, from which it is removed and used as manure in agricultural fields, So here the decomposed slurry that comes here is basically flown into the outlet tank. Here it comes into the outlet tank, from which it is removed and used as manure in agricultural fields. So you see everything is used up. Like these microbes in human welfare are so interesting, You just see that from cattle dung, that forms a slurry mixed with water, we are capable of producing methane and carbon dioxide, which is the biogas. And then this biogas is collected and through an outlet pipe it goes for cooking and for electricity, for lighting purposes, for cooking and lighting purposes. And the rest over, the decomposed slurry is then expanded and it flows into this outlet tank here, and there it is used as manure. So even the leftover material, from the cow dung is used as manure for agricultural fields. So this is how, the biogas is formed and the leftover is then used as manure. So this is the entire structure of a biogas plant and how a biogas is produced just by the starting material, that is slurry, which is basically cattle dung mixed with water. Okay. So next is the stages in biogas production, like how exactly biogas is produced. So here what happens in stage 1. So in stage 1 what happens is that there are these anaerobic bacteria and the starting material is complex organic matter that can be like raw manure, household and agricultural waste, or as we saw it can also be like the cattle dung. So the anaerobic bacteria convert these fibrous substances, complex organic matter, and these complex organic matter are like, carbohydrates, they can be fats, they can be proteins also. So these anaerobic bacteria will act on these complex organic matter and it will basically convert these insoluble carbohydrates, fats and protein into soluble organic compounds. Okay. And there are certain fibrous, these molecules, certain of the carbohydrates, fats and proteins that cannot be converted into soluble compounds. So they basically stay as insoluble compounds, and ultimately form a low order effluent. So then we talk about these soluble organic compounds. So what happens in stage 2? In stage 2, there is an acid forming bacteria. So in stage 1, there was anaerobic bacteria that basically converted the carbohydrates, fats and protein of the complex organic matter into soluble organic compounds and separated away the insoluble compounds. So in second stage, the acid forming bacteria convert the soluble organic matter into volatile acid. Okay, which are usually organic acid causing some characteristic odor, So these are simple organic acid which are also volatile. Volatile that can easily like evaporate into the air. So these acid forming bacteria will convert the soluble organic compound into simple organic compound that also can give the odor, to this simple organic acid. And the third stage contains methane forming bacteria. So these methane forming bacteria convert the volatile acids, they will convert these volatile acids into biogas. So this is what is finally formed. So you see, from manure or from cow dung basically, or from cattle dung, or from raw material from household, agricultural waste, sewage waste, So how does it happen? Complex organic matter in the sewage waste contain carbohydrates, fats and protein, and these anaerobic bacteria convert it into soluble organic compounds. On these soluble organic compounds, there is acid forming bacteria that acts, which converts it into simple organic acid, which are volatile in nature, and now acts the methane forming bacteria, resulting in the formation of biogas that contains methane, carbon dioxide and certain impurities. Okay, so biogas obtained as the major product from manure. So I hope it is clear, how basically the biogas plant works. There is this slurry that goes in and then methane and carbon dioxide is produced, and how there are different stages. First there will be anaerobic bacteria, then acid forming bacteria, and then methane forming bacteria. And where are all these bacteria coming from? It is coming from this starting material, which is either the cattle dung or the raw manure or household or agricultural wastes. So it is very easy concept, if you understand it step by step. So that is how biogas is formed. And then we talk about the uses of biogas. Biogas is used as a domestic fuel for cooking, heating, lighting purposes. It can be piped directly from a biogas plant into kitchen, etc. When we saw the figure of the biogas plant, we saw that there was this outlet pipe, it looked something like this, which can be directly linked in the house, and it can be used for cooking, heating and lighting purposes. It can be used for the production of electricity and power. You see how important is the production of biogas, and how is biogas produced? By microbes. So these microbes are very interesting, when they act in human welfare. It can be used for irrigation purposes, and the manure produced in biogas has similar characteristic as formed from organic waste, We saw that there was this manure formed from organic waste in the previous part of this chapter. So the biogas plant, the manure that is produced in biogas plant has similar characteristic, which can be used for agriculture. Compressed biogas can replace compressed natural gas, CNG, for use in vehicles, in an internal combustion engine or fuel cells, so it can also replace CNG and can also be used for driving in the vehicle. So biogas is very important: cooking, heating, lighting, production of electricity, irrigation, agriculture, and replacement as CNG. So it has a lot of important properties. So the major and most important part from this part of the chapter is like, what does the biogas contain? Like, biogas is basically composed of methane. What is the starting material? It can be like anything, like it can be like slurry from the cattle dung. It can be from sewage, the primary and secondary treated sewage. And basically anaerobic bacteria are required. There are these anaerobic bacteria that act in the absence of oxygen and result in the formation of biogas. So these are the kind of questions that can be expected, from microbes in production of biogas. Thank you for watching the video.